Hello everyone. I hope you remember the last session of economic development planning, and today let's go to the continuation, session 2. So let's talk about rural development. So the rural development is actually much more than constructing roads or buildings. It's a comprehensive approach to improving the quality of life of people living in rural communities. Sustainable rural development focuses on creating better infrastructure, expanding livelihood opportunities, and ensuring healthier living conditions. These three pillars work together to build resilient, productive, and prosperous rural communities. So let's go for infrastructure development, which is developing physical and social infrastructure that supports economic and social activities. For example, we can see construction and rehabilitation of rural roads and bridges, maybe like providing clean drinking water and irrigation systems, expanding electricity and internet connectivity, building schools, healthcare centers, and community halls. These are some examples. And then the livelihood development, which is creating sustainable income generating opportunities that improve household earnings and reduce the poverty. So, for example, we can see training farmers on modern agricultural techniques, supporting women and youth entrepreneurs, developing small and medium enterprises, which is called SMEs, promoting value-added agricultural products and rural tourism. And then the third one is improvement in health and nutrition, ensuring rural communities have access to better healthcare services and nutritious food for a healthier and more productive population. For example, maternal and child healthcare programs and community nutrition awareness campaigns, home gardening and school nutrition programs, also safe drinking water and sanitation initiatives. So the true rural development is achieved when villages have strong infrastructure, people have sustainable livelihood, and families enjoy good health and nutrition. Together, these three elements create vibrant rural communities capable of driving long-term national development. Okay, then once the foundation of rural development are established, the next step is sectoral planning. Sectoral planning is a strategic approach that focuses on developing each major sector of the economy according to its unique strengths and potentials. By coordinating investments and policies across agriculture, industry, and services, governments can achieve balanced economic growth, create employment opportunities, and improve people's living standards. So let's take about first one, agriculture. So the agriculture is the foundation of most rural economies and provides food, raw materials, and employment. For examples, introducing climate smart farming practices, promoting high value crops, organic farming, and precision agriculture, developing irrigation systems and farmer cooperatives, or maybe establishing post harvest storage and value addition facilities. As outcome, we can see the higher productivity, improved food security, and increased farmer incomes. And then the industries, the industrial sector transforms raw materials into higher value products, creating jobs and strengthening the economy. For example, agro-processing industries like rice milling, dairy processing, and fruit canning, maybe textile and garment manufacturing, then the small and medium enterprises, SEMIs, as I said earlier, then renewable energy equipment manufacturing. For outcome, we can see a greater value addition, export growth, and employment generation. And the third is services. The service sector supports both agriculture and industry while improving the quality of life. We are providing education and vocational training, healthcare and financial services, tourism and hospitality, ICT services, digital entrepreneurship and e-commerce, transport and logistics. So as outcome, uh, there are like a skilled workforce, improved public services, and new income opportunities can be get. So these sectors are not isolated, and this integrated sectoral planning is pretty much important. So they are closely interconnected. Like if we see agriculture supplies raw materials to industries. Industries process agricultural products into marketable goods, and the service sector provides the education, finance, technology, transportation, and marketing needed for both agriculture and industry to succeed. When all three sectors grow together, they create a resilient and competitive economy. For example, a cinnamon growing village in Sri Lanka demonstrate how sectoral planning works in practice. If we see farmers cultivate cinnamon, it's agriculture. Local enterprises process it into cinnamon oil and package spices. It is industry. And digital marketing, logistic, tourism, and export services help sell these products to local and international markets, which is services. This integrated approach generates higher income, creates employment, and promotes sustainable rural development. Therefore, effective sectoral planning ensures that every sector complements the others, maximizing productivity and enabling inclusive, sustainable economic development. So after identifying the key sectors of the economy, the next step is to prepare a sectoral development plan. Sectoral planning is a systematic process that helps governments and organizations understand the current situation of a sector, define where they want to go, and determine how to get there. By following these steps, limited resources can be allocated effectively, resulting in sustainable and measurable development. Step 1, analyze the current situation. The first step is to examine the sector's current performance. This involves identifying existing strengths and competitive advantages, weaknesses and constraints, opportunities for future growth, and challenges and risks affecting development. Example from Sri Lanka. Before preparing Sri Lanka's energy sector development plan, planners assessed the country's electricity demand, dependence on imported fossil fuels, renewable energy potentials, electricity generation capacity, and environmental impacts. This analysis revealed both opportunities and gaps that needed to be addressed. Then the second step is set goals and priorities. Once the situation is understood, clear development goals and priorities should be established. And also they should be smart, which means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Example, we can see for the energy sector, goals may include like increase in renewable energy generation, reducing dependence on imported fuel, improving energy efficiency, providing affordable and reliable electricity to all citizens. Then the step 3, develop policies and strategies. So in this step, it is deciding how the goals will be achieved. Policies and strategies provide the roadmap for implementation. So examples we can take as introducing incentives for private investment, promoting research and innovations, and strengthening regulations and governance, developing skills, human resources, encouraging private-public partnerships. For as example, in Sri Lanka introduced policies encouraging investment in solar and wind power to achieve renewable energy targets. Now the last step, step 4, prepare programs and projects. Finally, so the strategies are translated into concrete projects and programs based on available financial, technical, and human resources. For example, construction of solar and wind power plants, expansion of the national electricity grid, training programs for renewable energy technicians, smart metering and energy efficiency projects, community-based renewable energy initiatives. These projects transform policy into real development outcomes. So the Sri Lanka Energy Sector Development Plan shown here is an excellent example of sectoral planning. It began with the comprehensive assessment of the country's energy needs, established long-term goals for energy security and sustainability, developed policies to promote renewable energy and efficiency, and proposed a portfolio of investment projects to achieve these objectives. So in summary, the successful sectoral planning follows 4 logical steps. First, understand the current situation. Second, define clear goals. Third, formulate effective policies and strategies. And finally, fourth, implement these through practical programs and projects. This structured approach ensures that development is evidence-based, resource-efficient, and aligned with national priorities. Thank you very much, and let's meet again to the next session.